welcome to the Triad WebEOC video series. In this second video, we will discuss how the use of the activity log and significant events boards are used in WebEOC. Once you have logged into WebEOC based on the video that we have already provided, you need to click on the boards either named activity log or significant events. We'll start from the activity log, which is the board most of our users use on a regular basis. Think of the activity log as that notepad that you've used to use in every incident. You would log down the things that you did, log down the things that you need to do, log down the things that you should have done. But ultimately it was your way to make sure that you're logging in all of the information you need during an incident. Here, we're transitioning that information into the activity log. And the activity log for the Triad Rack system is based on the HICS positions, either command staff or the general staff sections. You'll notice I'm logged in as the liaison officer who happens to be a part of the command staff. Therefore, when I click on activity log, you'll notice it states command staff log at the top of the activity log. When I click on a new record, which is how you enter in a new incident, you're asked to answer a number of questions. We're going to focus on the right-hand side of the screen first and then go back to the left-hand side. So as a liaison officer, the first thing I'm going to do is choose an event type. And we're going to say that we have a protest at the hospital. This is a low priority message. The point of contact is, again, who do they need to contact to get additional information. So for right now, we'll just say it's myself. If you want to add this to a map when it comes to the mapper system, you can add in an address here, but this is where you want to add your map label. So we'll add the name protest. In the address location, you want to put in the actual location that you're using this to, and you're going to click on Get Address. That will go out into the system and try to find the latitude and longitude for that location. For here, we'll pretend that this is in Wisconsin. Details is the most important part of the activity log. This is where you're going to put your message into the system. So for us, we're going to add in a fake message about something that the liaison officer would be adding about a protest. Okay, once we've added the details into the message, we have the opportunity to save, cancel, or hit the spell check button. Spell check will go through and check the spelling on each of the items that you have entered into there. Now before we hit the save button, we have one last decision to make. We're going to focus on this left-hand side of the screen. This is called routing. And routing in the activity log makes the assumption that every item that you add in the activity log should at least at a minimum be shared with everybody in your section. So if you remember, we're logged in as the liaison officer. That means that all of our activity logs will be shared with the other command staff members, including the incident commander, safety officer, liaison officer, and public information officer. If we believe that we also need to share this record with either the planning, finance, logistics, or operations staff, we can click on just that section and it will show up in their activity log as well. So for this one, if we're trying to make sure that logistics is aware that these protesters are using restrooms off-site, maybe logistics needs to be aware of that so they can look at procuring porta potties for the protest. However, if it's something that everybody in your hospital system needs to see, that's where you can click on Significant Event. And not only will everybody see that, but it'll be moved over into the Significant Events board on your control panel. For now, we're just going to share this with logistics, and I'm going to click the Save button. Once you hit the Save button, the record is logged into the system. You'll notice it goes back to the view that you had a few minutes ago, and then you'll be able to see your latest record. You'll notice it shows your event type, position, name, phone number, date, attachments. It has a map button to the label that you added. It provides the address, and again, it provides the information that you put in there. From here, you have two options. You can either update that record, or you have the ability to put in a new record. I'm going to update this record so we can show you what that looks like. Notice it still leaves logistics checked there. It leaves all your information up here, but it has moved the details out of the way and put those into a record history. So now we can say the business owner The business owner is asking us for for us to move people off-site. As I hit the Save button, we go back to the main view. You'll notice the original message was there, but the update to that is there as well. That keeps everything in context and allows everybody to see the information at the same time. Now, if the liaison officer needed to share a record with everyone, we would call that a significant event. So we're going to come in and click on Significant Events and then fill out this form just as we did the last time with additional information. Once I've finished completing all of the information, I'll hit the Save button. And then now that record has been added into the log. A couple of things to note about this log. You'll notice that the most recent record has been added to the top. As new records are added, the system will automatically refresh everyone's browsers, so you're always ensured that the most recent version of the message is at the very top. If there are too many messages being placed in and the screen is refreshing too often, at the bottom of the screen you have the ability to disable the refresh of that screen so that you can read all of the messages. When you're ready for them to refresh again, just take the check mark out. It will refresh it to the latest version and continue to refresh as new messages are placed in there. You'll notice also over on our control panel that the significant events has now turned red. That means that we have shared a significant event. You can still update this record as you'd like to, or one other thing that you have the ability to do in WebEOC is actually view a version of your HICS 214 log. Again, the 214 log is the one that is set to be all of the records that you have put in for a certain date, time, and period. So you can click on any of the 214 buttons that you see, and as you click on that link, it will take you to a different version of your activity log, which looks exactly like the HICS 214 log. You'll notice that right now it lists every single record that you've added in there sequentially. Or if you've only been working from 8 o'clock today to 5 o'clock today, you can put in your date and time in these two, hit the apply button, and then only show the areas that you have been, or the records that you have been placed into the system during your shift. You can then print this page for your own personal records or hit the back button again to take you back to the activity log. That concludes this video on how to use the activity log in the Triad WebEOC system. We thank you for watching and hope to see you on future videos where we review other items of the Triad WebEOC system. Thank you.